So now I can schedule and go live. Nice. I can schedule and go live. Beautiful. You can't see my, well, do you really need to see the table? I mean, welcome. Oh gosh, welcome everybody. So I'm on live here on my channel. I'm excited about that. And I wanted to have my little conversation going on here. I'm ready to do some talking. I'm gonna sit here for a minute. Y'all know how I like to sit here for a while and just chat. Um, what conversations come up. I don't know exactly what I'm gonna talk about, but I made it in here. I sure did. Oh, my wildest predictions. That's what we're gonna talk about. We're gonna talk about my wildest predictions. My wildest predictions. So yeah, I have them in order. I have them in order, and I'm like, I need to like start putting out there like what I am saying. I know that it's not popular, it's not popping. I know because the information that I'm sharing is anything but what people want to talk about. But I want to talk about it. I like the idea of talking about like the psychic information and like how I came to embrace it, how I accepted the information, where I arrived to make this information come to pass, um, and how I achieved the information. You know, things like that. It's like a big deal to me. It's a big deal, and it's something that I feel good about as well in this space. I feel good about the idea of having the ability to say the things, but also to stand by them. I know I have to be the one to support those beliefs, and and to think of them as as initiatives. You know, they are initiatives. In fact, I when I posted the thumbnail, sometimes I like to post it when I create a thumbnail and it's a really good one. It's like purposeful. I will put it on my social medias with a photo or like the thumbnail, and I stated psychics for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. That's what I wrote. I said, yeah, psychics for Tim Walz. So I know that it might definitely will ruffle some feathers. I know it's gonna feel like, wow, you just had to come right out and say it, didn't you? So, but I feel better about it. I feel really good about it. Um, I've taken a stand and rooted myself in what I believe. And I think it's going to be nice to see as like many of them, all of them have come to pass. These are also ones that come to pass. And just like to say, this is what I think of it. But nonetheless, there are other predictions I put up there as well that have actually held up. I have many predictions that have held up. So this is no exception. This one's no exception. So I wanted to be very clear that I wanted to make sure um, that when I in this part of the journey, I share not only what I do, but I also share the successes in what I do and the information. I share the information of what I have with you. So, and I said, I was sitting there, I was like, you need to start putting out there, like, calculating your actual predictions, like the things that you done a lot of like work on, research with, and you've done videos on, maybe like in a sentence. And I said, yeah, I could put that sentence on my on my thumbnail. And I guess it's like a hybrid of whenever, like, if I'm giving like a fabulous feedback, and I'll like create a thumbnail with the fabulous feedback on it. And I said, well, I didn't say anything. I didn't even think that that was where I was going with this. But then turns out, like, yeah, like, yeah, like create a thumbnail, and but put like as many as predictions that have come to pass onto a thumbnail. Now, on a vertical thumbnail, I have five. So actually, so yes, there's three, I believe. There's three on this one, on the horizontal, is horizontal. So there are like three predictions that have come into pass, but I have actually a total of five on the thumbnail. So I might do another live, and do it vertical, so that you can see all five of the predictions that I have released. And I will continue to release those, share with you my predictions, my findings going forward. I'll be sure to. Usually, I do it like in the form of a live stream, but very rare do am I like, no, I never actually. I've never like put like several predictions on one thumbnail and say, yeah, come to think of it, these are the ones that I've actually announced that did come to pass. So, I'm, working working at putting these things together. So anyway, it's going to take me some time, to get everything set up in the way that I need it to be, because my mind has to be in this incredible space, because I only imagine that, I'm like taking on so much that it's going to be overwhelming. And this felt good. This felt right. It also felt, um, like if I would have thought about this, maybe a month ago or a week ago, even, I probably would have said, that's kind of in the overwhelming territory. Like I'm gonna be overwhelmed. So there's that. So I'm thinking that, um, I'm gradually becoming a little bit more where I can take on this energy, or be a little bit stronger in this vibration, in this space. I can be a little bit stronger. Um, the ability to actually, um, like make or I guess like create my, I guess I'm talking about my creative space, because what I want to do is so huge. It's a big deal. And what I intend to do, and I'm definitely 100% polishing my abilities. I'm polishing my abilities here, on my channel, my YouTube channel. I'm getting better at what I do, and of course, more comfortable with what I do. So I know that I'm moving in the right direction. I can feel it. I think that I am. Overall, it's going to come together. As in my mind, that I'm imagining it. I'm imagining it's going to come together. I'm, I'm serious about things coming together as such, um, and seeing where it leads. So it's something that, it just plays into my mind that I'm doing the right thing. I'd love to believe that I'm doing the right thing. I know it can be overwhelming. I know that what I'm doing normally would have been over. I would have been overwhelmed. Like wow, like post like 5 predictions and now what? But I guess it's like I'm feeling comfortable with the idea of becoming more and more acquainted with being a psychic who is out in the world, outside of the vortex of or the grounds of or the umbrella from underneath the umbrella of an organization, that so I have to make sure that I maintain the principles, the codes of ethics. I want to handle my work honorably, so I will do that. But you know, um, it is to create something like this individual space for myself. So I already know that's in my mind. Already, it's already in my brain. Like, create a space that's for you. That's supposed to be for you in mind, in your mind, and continue to advance yourself. Advance, continue to grow and develop and build and write. So that's what I'm doing. So I'm creating and writing, and absolutely, I'm going to stay absolutely put in this space. So I've I've actually was very very busy. My phone ringing nonstop, and what happened was when I am I'm with a company right now, a fabulous company, and it's great. So I can do the work do the spiritual work in my spiritual journey. I'm called to do. I love it. No complaints. Right? Everything's going just fine, perfect. Wouldn't change anything for the only thing I can do is enhance it and make it better. That's all I can do. Which that's what I wanted to do, and in essence, build my business. Build my business. That's what I'm supposed to do. That's what I'm meant to do. That's what I'm doing. And so, with that said, it's this one element where I'm here and I'm very focused and creating a space on social media where I can channel my giftings, and I know that my giftings are supposed to take me to these areas where I can make my predictions, and share them openly. I can share them openly, and and in a safe way, in a way that is in that has integrity. So so I'm acting out of integrity. With that said, but yeah, I am enjoying every bit of the journey, though, all of it, all parts of that journey. I'm going to enjoy. It's part of what I do, who I am, and how I'm going to continue to develop and grow. And I do want others to join in the journey. I do want that, very much so, because it's an amazing process, to see how everything happened, how everything came to be, and I'm definitely continuing on with the creative side. So yeah, I only stepped away for one purpose or one reason only. That's because I was just so busy. The phone kept ringing nonstop, meaning the when I put the phone down, it was already ringing again, because I'm with famous psychics who did marketing, and they're doing the book sales and things like that. And so clients were getting through because they're like, my psychics, I'm with a group of psychics. And now also some psychics like were like it's like I heard like it was like I'm my energy says like 3 or 4 people like canceled. So I was on and I was just like reading all day and all throughout the night for a few days. So so now I'm coming back in and I'm relaxed and enjoying everything. I'm enjoying the entire process. So that's where I'm at right now with it all. Hmm. So yeah, so I'm definitely going to continue the journey. Trust me, the journey continues, as we say. It's just that at that time or the past few days, I just needed to like think, meditate, and be in spirit, and and situate my mind, recenter my mind. So that's what I had to do. So that was what I was focusing on. It wasn't because something happened. No, no, no. Because I was so busy because promotions and things. So I'm like sliding back into. If I could have come in and you just would have seen me answering the phone like nonstop all day, like for between 3 a.m. to over 2 p.m. And then then reading my emails. Oh yes, come back in if you can. So yeah, that's what you would have seen. You would have seen exactly that. So it's instead I was like, of course I got some ideas about that. So like, you know. So I'm thinking about I need to get a phone system for it though, so that I can make it more like a, like a like a blog radio, where where you can listen into some very wise conversations. That's what I focus on, is the wisdom of my psychic readings and conversations. It's because that really helps people to understand what I'm sharing, and what I'm helping people to see and connect and visit with. They just come together. They come together with the idea that like you're a psychic because of the position you're in. So when I'm in my space and I'm a psychic, and of course I am, as you say, reputable in my reputable, formation, in my attire, in my space, then of course I receive all of that attention. And so then, of course, I do the readings as I do, and it only gets better, and it's only going to get ever much, even more, much more better as the time, continues, as time progresses. But that's what I am focused on. I'm always looking to grow, though. I'm always looking to expand. Yeah. So I mean, that's in my thoughts always. In my head, my thing is, as a psychic, continue to improve. Always about improving. Yeah. So yeah. So I might, like do come in and have some readings, live readings, and maybe I'll do that in the vertical way as well. But I'm soon going to be bringing back in my software. Yeah, my software. I'm going to soon be bringing back my software, and so I think I understand how everything works now. Yeah, so I'm going to add that layer of that professional, that bell and whistle. So please get ready, because I'll be able to put things like this on a little screen, and have me on another screen and talking and sharing, and talking about some exciting, wonderful things. So if you want to be a part of that, definitely keep us in mind over here, because we talk about the book of Enoch, the Luminaries, chapter 74. Becky Smirch, who is an astrophysicist, of course, Neil deGrasse, who's an American astrophysicist. Dr. Becky is from, she also has a YouTube channel named Dr. Becky, but she's from the UK, and she's just brilliant, both brilliant, obviously, both of them are brilliant, supporting our claims to astrology, the 13th sign, things like that, and the Book of Enoch, how it all just comes together like a pizza pie. So there's things that I'm astounded with, I'm amazed by, and of course, I want other people to be excited, and I'm discovering that I really like stuff like this. I love stuff like this, and I love writing it, and I love drawing it out and mapping it out in black and white ink. hmm I love drawing out astrological charts, and I love formulas and matrices and things like that, and in astrology, and I like writing information. Like, oh, I can't wait. Wait till my book. My gosh, I'm writing a book, right? I'm getting ready for that book, right? So yeah, I'm ready to put the book together. So yeah, and I have like tons and tons of like books. Now these are empty. These are the two I found. I pulled out so many, trying to find one poem, and and oh, there's one more. So there's this full of information, this full of information, and all of these full of, and much more in the back, of just tons and tons of information. So because I'm always writing, I'm always writing stuff, like building formulas and things like that. Yeah, so yeah, I got to get started on this. I got to start writing in this one. This one is oh yeah, no, not this one. This one has a lot of information. It has some empty pages. It still has some way to go. It's got some empty pages, but yeah, like half and half. Half and half, yeah. So like information. So like things that I can share with you all, like through my findings and so forth. Um, Things that are absolutely relevant to what we study. So yeah, I can't wait. I cannot wait till we get to more of the writing stuff. Gotta remember to put those back so we don't get too disorganized. But yeah, these, I have isolated these. So I need information to put into these now, because yeah, they're really untouched. There's really not much in there. They're like fresh. And yeah, I've got plenty of paper. I need to start using it. But I am gonna. Well, I was looking through some of it, and that's how I stumbled across my works on the for the Book of Enoch. That's how I stumbled across it, because I shared it, and the people, they really loved it. They really did enjoy it. They were like, "Wow, the Book of Enoch, like you're really interested in this." So it's like, yeah. So and they showed some support for it. They showed some support with it. So I'm definitely going to continue on with the journey and to helping to develop more of this types of information that we have incoming. You'll see it'll all come together in the way that it's supposed to, and it will be something that we would say that can be proud of. People will be amazed for, and because if I can read the macrocosm and it's correct, I can certainly read the microcosm. I mean, I can read for a person, is what I'm saying. So if I read for a person and they're just fine, I can certainly read for other people. So yeah, I certainly can. It should come together quite nicely, I would say. Yeah, it's absolutely going to come together easily. Hmm. Definitely, I can see why I should have been thinking about lives early, or like at least while I was on. So I'm already thinking about in the next money, next Monday. No, this Monday. No, this morning. Excuse me, next morning. This morning, upcoming morning. Um, Doing some live work. Yeah. So I will actually. Not a problem. So this upcoming uh, morning, I will begin, I think, going live again. I'll go live and connect with everybody so people can, see me doing my work, doing the work that I do, and, being in alignment as a psychic and just having a fabulous, fantastic time, a phenomenal time at it. So that's what I will do. Get back into the move of things and see what we're going to take hold of. Of course, in the time wise. Um, let's see. I've already started sort of getting ideas about like how what will everything look like. One second. There. I like when like every there it goes. I always like something on the chair. I've gone live. I have my office, but I kind of like going live right here. I've gone live. When I started going live, I started going live actually like here and felt really good about it. So um, I said, yeah, I'm gonna do that from now on. I'm gonna like just go live from here, and then I went into the room where the office is. I've got my big office chair, and I was like, I had forgotten how comfortable it is, and then I was like, okay, well maybe I'll start going live in here again. But then I ended up back here, so I think I like the option. I think I enjoy the option of being in both places. So yeah, I think I'm going to enjoy like reading in both areas. Okay, can I do it that way? Okay, so there, I just kind of moved it up a little bit. Only thing is, since I'm way over here now, when that goes blank, I'm gonna have to like reach over there. Now before I would bring the laptop over here so I could just kind of tap it. So that's the only thing. Now, but I shouldn't be complaining too much. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. Okay. So Um, what, what is that? Oh, that's the okay. I got it. That's the lamp. Mm-hmm. Oh boy. Okay. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Mm. Mm. Okay. All right. So, yeah, so we are like focused again on like how everything has to come together and it's just going to be beautiful and we're in a good space. We've got great energy. We're doing wonderful and we're enjoying ourselves. I've been, awakening, getting up early, things like that, like very consistent, like getting up very early, very consistent, like, and I just been really enjoying, you know, like moving about. See, there it goes again. Let me see. Do it, get a little tap. It says, no, use your finger. Boom. Okay, so yeah. So that's what's been going on. I've been just enjoying myself, relaxing, and being in good spirits and things of that nature. Things, coming together as they should. And, just, piecing everything together, like what I should be doing, what I'm supposed to be doing, which is, I think what I'm supposed to be doing is like healing, um, helping people to grow and expand and just become beautiful in their own rights. So I think that's what I'm supposed to be doing. That's what I'm focusing on. I'm harnessing that energy. I'm calling on that energy and I'm pulling that energy in. Um, and um, I think that uh, I think that people are also they're growing up or they're growing, which I love. Um, they are, it's like they're now ready for like to hear the real information, which is wonderful. Like their their mind is ready to perceive the reality of the life they are going to walk and live. And I know it has every bit to do with this first year in the year of Aquarius. I have no doubt in my mind that that plays a role or plays a factor, and it's meant to help. I think I'm sure of it. It's meant to help people to connect even better, and in such a way, um, they're realizing their potential, their ability to expand. I can feel it. That's the way it's supposed to be. That's the way it's supposed to go. And yeah, I'm gonna keep at it. I'm gonna keep going, doing what I do. It's I just genuinely love to see like how the psychic abilities like um, make things come to pass. When things come to life and it's just like the information comes out of nowhere and I'm inspired and it just like here, put this, write this, put this on there. And then I do it. I'm like, why did I need to do that? Why? Like what purpose does it serve? But then when I do it, it happens. Um, And when I as I'm like reading with clients, it's like it's supportive in a way. Like it supports what I'm doing with them, on like just a human to human level, on a human level. So that's why I just enjoy it. I am obsessed with it. I'm obsessed with um, observing the accuracy of psychic predictions. I'm very obsessed with it. It's not like just obsessed with like reading. It's not the obsession of like the art of it or the knowledge of it. It's the obsession of like when things come to pass, comes true, or someone validates that it's true, or they reach out and say this happened. I'm obsessed with that vibration. I get such a boost. It's like I just want to read them more. Like they once they tell me this, it's like that validates the next things that I foresee is going to happen too. Now, when I'm reading a person and is constantly always like everything that I'm saying to them is coming to pass. I'm like, I'm excited about it. I'm like, let's keep reading. Let's read even more. Let's read some more. And when as I'm reading, I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, well, this happened, and I'm also reminding of like conversations we had many readings ago that support the current one. Because sometimes, we need a little bit of faith, and and since we don't have like we can't rely on like the mathematics for like the psychic readings, you can only look at what has actually come to pass. So that's how we sort of rate to see like how accurate information is. That's how we rate it. Hmm. Yeah. Because so I work with people, and so I will work with them, but at the same time, it's like, it's like people want to know, um, like how accurate that I am when I can only base the accuracy is determined by like other people's experience with me. So other people's experience with me determines the accuracy of a reading. So yeah, so a person is only as accurate as I think as like how often has whatever they've said have come to pass. You know, um, but most importantly, what has come to pass for the person being read. Like I can be right about 100 other people, but if I'm not right about things with one person who I'm reading at that time, that kind of throws off everything, because now I have to figure out, okay, what problem do I need to solve? What is the solution that can help this person and get them to where now they're also experiencing like a genuine psychic reading where the readings are accurate, whether if it's even though it's maybe not information that they were ready to hear or even wanted to hear, but that it was beneficial to them nonetheless. So the information can still be beneficial to them. So that's the things that I contemplate in the midst of my obsession to like having accurate readings. So I have an obsession with my readings being extremely accurate, detailed. I mean, right up to the small little details, to the time frames, etc., and with whom very specific individuals. As we bring them into the reading, we discover who they are. Um, And if one person that who I'm reading is like is this off, that does kind of throw the reading off too. It's like, what is it about that person that that they are, you know, difficult to read? It shouldn't be difficult to read. Should be able to, if they turn up and they just do what anyone else does, shouldn't they all have the ability to be read? So that's the way that I think about it. So yes, I even out of 100 people, I'd be thinking about that one person. I'm like, this one person, like, you know, if it happened, I know I'd be thinking about that one person if it happened. During the promotion, like hundreds of people called, literally hundreds of people called, and it back to back. I put the phone down and the phone's already ringing again, just for me to pick it back up again. Somebody else now. So I know that if one person, I think, oh, this person, they can't be helped. While I'm like, what is about that one person that spirit cannot help that one person? That would get to me. I know it would, because I do have, yeah, I have an obsession about the accuracy, my accuracy of in my readings. Um, you know, I just love to hear when people. It makes me so energized to where I want to read them even more. I drop even more details when they're saying, you know, like what they're experiencing is also what was shared in the readings, and it happened in exactly the way, in the order, and what was said, and all of these wonderful things. And um, my most touching one, my most recent touching one, is about a woman who's been trying to um, not only sell her house, but she's been eyeing a very specific house that she wanted for, you know, for her husband and her family. And they also talked about, they said they couldn't, they wanted this to uh, expand the family, but they didn't know if they could, and they had been unsuccessful, medically unsuccessful. But more to the story, you know, they also wanted to sell the business, and so a lot of different things, and start up something afresh, something anew for themselves. And by the time frame that was given, she said, I was scared to call back, but I talked with the doctor, and everything that I told the doctor, everything that you said, and they said you're right. I needed, you know, the guidance, and they guided me. And the doctor told me that I should contact you. My husband said I should contact you. I was scared to, but yeah, I just had to tell you we're pregnant. And so that was like the best. That was like the most touching reading, because I had to read that so delicately, because where I'm at, we try not to go into the medical questions. And they said, you know, to keep the pressure off of me, to, you know, I didn't have to, that includes pregnancy questions. But also, the person that I read for to test to get into this particular on this team, I also predicted that she would have a baby before her the rule, and of course she shared photos of that baby. So I've always had that gift, but I like to use it when it's like as it pertains to family. I don't want like a bunch of people asking me if they're pregnant. No, I don't want that. But I mean, if like when I'm reading and I'm like working with a family and they just really want this for themselves, then I do it. That's when I like to do it. Otherwise, usually I say, oh yes, well, I'm not permitted to really go into that particular question, because it's the context of that question that I cannot go into. But but I know when and how to tactfully put the information out there. Yeah. So yeah, I've had a few touching readings. Besides the ones that are supposed to happen, you know, everyone's business is going fabulous. Everybody's setting up their businesses and things like that. So that's come together. I'm so proud of them. And as I continue my journey too, I got an awesome journey. I'm continuing walking mine, and and I will definitely continue to grow the channel. Continue to grow the channel and build. I'm going to continue to build the channel. I'm accumulating more videos here on the channel, which I need to get more serious with. At least I broke 50. At least I have like 50 videos now. So, at least I've got 50 videos. I've got like so I've got 50 videos, and let's see. So there's 50 videos, or like 51 videos, I think. So I got like 51 videos now, something like that. Either 51 or 52 videos. So I'm like at the halfway mark. So I'm getting better, right? So before you know it, I'll have 100 videos. Hello. Hello. How are you doing? Yes. How are you doing? It's my off day. No, it's not. It's not my off day. I already did work. I worked already. I did work. I did. I already did all my. I did my readings all day long. Oh my gosh! You're like, read me, read me. So like, I know. I'm like, I'm always trying to get out of readings. Every day, I'm like, well, I did read today. I read. I did do my readings today. Which is true, which is absolutely the truth. I did do readings today. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I know, right? It's so crazy. I'm going to be talking about these subjects, actually. I'm going to go into these subjects because, Spirit is kind of like telling me that I should go live. I should go live in the morning. I should go live again in the midst of reading for clients and so forth and reading people. So I am contemplating, a long haul for tomorrow to do readings. I don't know that you. I know that. So what do I know so far that's interesting? So what I'm monitoring right now is that some people are pulling together. The closer we get to October, the more that people want to connect. But then I also know that some people are pulling away at this same time. And ones who are pulling away, usually they're focusing on something that they themselves want to do or would like to see manifest. Usually it's something dealing like project related or work relation of some type or some kind. And there's a bit of a hesitation because this October pull that we're undergoing, especially now that we're in the mid September, it's like people are being pulled, or like no, not they're not being pulled. They're being pulled towards October, but they're like kind of holding on to the person at this time, and it's really like right now it's really showing because it's like you it's like you walk out at night and the moon, like you've got the big bright new moon out lighting up everything, so we can see it. Like people are like wondering like what's up with this person, why this person got this person feel this great energy that I'm on my way towards. I'm going to do big things. I want this person to come with me, but this person is like not hearing it. So there's some people that are like that. There are definitely some people like that. I've been reading them, and kind of like I've been like monitoring them, because I know the trajectory is that we're moving towards the year of love. 2025 is a year of love making, of intimacy, of partnership, of companion, of marriage, and things of that nature. So it's like not everybody is looking for that. There might be people who are gravitating into other directions. It just depends on what's happening, on what's going on. So that's what we're discussing. We're learning, um, as we're progressing throughout these next uh, 2 months. So it goes September, October, November. October is a time where things become sort of like this is the work month. This is like work, 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 busy, busy, busy. October is like a manifestation month. Like I grasp, I've obtained. If it's a partnership, it's I've obtained my partnership. If it's not, again, if it's not necessarily about partnership, it's going to be something like career related. It's going to be career related. And um, this is also a time where if whatever we are working on for the month of November, or we've been working on since entering into November, because November is a month of celebration, so we might also be celebrating as well. So we might find ourselves in celebration and saying, "Yeah, yay, we made it! I'm celebrating. Look, I got what I wanted, and I'm in the position that I needed." And they receives me well, and I'm going to do well, and it seems like it's promising, and I can't wait until like they got some ideas. They have some ideas for me in the new year. It's that kind of thing. So like November is a big deal, and so it's like there's some things that are directions are seem to be a little bit where universe is saying there's higher vibration, there's higher frequencies to embrace, to accept now. Like there's like much more better things for us, availability, accessibility for us that we're undergoing, what we're ready to tap into, to touch, and we could touch literally at our fingertips, something that manifests in the month of October, especially the October month. Um, but every situation is different, because I have even readings where the persons are just not talking. So I've done some readings where some of the people who I read are like, what? They don't want to play anymore. They don't want to play a little game anymore. So that's the nature of it. So that's a little boomerang from the universe. The universe said, it circles back around, and it's like I was not expecting that. I thought we were talking about like love and relationships. They're like, no, our game. We play a game, and it works for the both of us, because we both are like doing our own thing. It's no big deal. Like, okay. There are relationships for us all. There are relationships for all of us of all types, and everybody's fairy tale is different. So I had to embrace that. I accept that. Okay, and I want that. I want that for everybody. Whatever they want, whatever they want. So, I would just say, to say this, I think that many of us are in a space where we are like really in this ambiance of love. I think that there's this ambiance that's because that's associated with Libra. Libra gets you feeling all tingly inside. That's Libra vibration all day. All day. Libra's vibration like got you tingling, and the ambiance of the wealth around you, of a plethora of abundance of love and interests. And you go and you tap somebody on the shoulder, you like, they turn around, and you could feel that, their vibration, and them kind of, kind of, the breath of them, of their vibrations flowing from them to you. It's that kind of vibe, at this time, as we're moving into October, by the way, that's causing people to, as we say, to deal with this one. Yeah, that, but we want to go more like, we want to do esoteric. We want to be more, but we can do better than that. This one comes up a lot. That's the heart. But we still, yet we can do better than that. Second, we can do better. Um, is it this one? Yes. Relationships. It's about relationships and partnerships. That's why we're so focused. Like, why it's like, why am I so keen on this person? Well, like, these kind of go hand in hand. Like, I'm keen on this person, I can be doing this, but can we like do it together? It could be not just me, but us together, transcendent. But it's like, yeah, it's about partnerships. That's why we feel the way we feel. Like, why I'm so attracted? Like, why am I so like so pulling this person into me, pulling this person into my energy? Why is that? Why do I pull that person in? That's because you could feel everything right now. You can everything, like right now everybody's tingling on the inside. The feel and the aroma, the being in this environment, and it's like, it's very like posh, close up connection, like feely vibration. That's what's going on. That's why we are as we are at this moment. And we're working through it. We're trying to work through it and see where it leads, because hey, on the other flip side, it could lead to something more integral. It could lead to something important. It could be. It just depends on some things. This is the nature of it, of it all. It could have so much to do in that space. So many parts that play a role, or have a hand in it, have a hand in the situation. Um, and like, what is being developed here is, I think, partnerships that are meant to bridge into the upcoming new year. I think. I think that's why it is as it's such as it is. It's the bridging. That's where it's coming from. It's to create the bridge that it's going to take for us to develop or learn, about the love mind, the love consciousness of our mind. I call it that as well, the love consciousness. Love consciousness equates to the higher, or it's associated with the Christ consciousness. but it really demonstrates that when one knows consciously that they're in love, not just feeling it in the heart. It's like where the heart and the mind, where they sort of mirror each other, sort of speak. It's like, how do you know? One person might say they feel it. A love conscious person might say, I know it because I'm thinking it every day, how much that I do love them. So there's that part that's so important, that's in like integral of it all. That's, about all of it. So we have all of that. Hmm. Now I don't know why that says September 12th. I know it's not September 12th, but I arrived here, but yeah, it's definitely beyond September 12th. So next time I'll catch that date, and so it'll be more appropriate. It will be more appropriate, I promise. So I gotta, piece that together, fix that. But yes, I didn't schedule for the 12th, but I think I just didn't update the schedule because I was trying to go live like now rather than schedule one. And for some reason, it worked. Like I said, I wanted to do horizontal, and when I would try to do it before on my phone, it would always like reject it, and then I have to go back in and I have to like take down, the original because it now only allows me to go vertical live. But this time it worked. I was able to like click right on, and it went to vertical and horizontal. Excuse me. It went to horizontal and it was perfect, and I was able to come on. But even this is going to change. Even this is going to change. Even this is not forever. Because I am going to bring back my studio soon. I'm bringing. I'm going to incorporate the studio. I think I've learned enough. So now I'll be able to make it all nice and pretty, and be able to like bring people up in lower third and things like that. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Because we have to keep trucking. We got to keep moving in the direction where we gotta incorporate the rest of it. Hmm. Because it's gotta come together like a psychic show, like a psychic show. It's gotta come together like a psychic show. That's the that is the direction in which we're going. Yeah, it will work. It will come together. It's gonna be no problem. It's gonna be easy. So that I can continue growing the journey and talk about all these serious subjects and also spiritual subjects and things of that nature, and share with people the books and the things that we're teaching and learning and growing together, and some psychic readings together and things like that. It's going to be fun. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Of course, I've got what I've broken it up into three, I think three different types of uh, well, okay, so there's okay, so in this live, I have my psychic prediction sort of like there's three, but on my vertical thumbnail I have five. So I'm thinking about doing a vertical. I don't know if I should do a vertical with you all. But anyways, Spirit said it'd be wise if I go live to in the morning. So when I go live, or when I work or while I work, maybe I should go live during those times as well. So I probably will do that as well. Like go live, and you know. I kind of wanted to go like a show. So Mm-hmm. So, but I am getting a wonderful idea about getting a system phone. So I'm thinking about doing a little bit of an upgrade so that I can incorporate. So I want to do this show as well, where um, you all can get a full experience of, like psychic, my psychic abilities in action. Right now, you can hear you can hear everything that I say as in terms of like the wisdom in the information. That's important to me, that you hear the information, like the wisdom of everything. So I definitely want you to hear that. Yeah, that means a great deal for me, for I guess for us to hear, um, like what's coming through the channel of communication when it's in a from a spirit led perspective. There's always all kinds of wonderful information that comes through. So we're working on it. We're working on it. Because I think that's a little ways out, to be honest. I think that is a little ways out, but I think that that is a plus plus. I think it's a plus plus. So, um, yeah, I definitely a little ways out though. System phone, and um, that way we can kind of do like a, where you can hear both sides of the story, both sides of the story. Though you can hear, of course, definitely protecting privacies here, but it would allow you to hear the full context. Of course, I would not do it live. No, no, not live. I would definitely. That's probably only where I want to edit. I want to do an edit of such readings. That way, privacy, and then just the information, and also very like specific information at that, like very specific times and cues in the reading, so that um, like the ones that showcase my abilities, like all the good stuff, like all the good parts, especially the good parts. For the good parts, all the yes, just only record the good parts. Never when somebody says, "Forget you, psychic." You hear that? Forget you. Yeah, I'm not gonna post that one. So yes, I'm contemplating all that, and I did look up such phones. See, I'm always thinking ahead. I did look it up, so I know exactly which one. I know which one to go to, like which system phone to nab, and that has that feature, and yeah, make it happen. Make that happen. Um, then yeah, that's just been an added feature, because then I can like use that as like sound bites. Yeah, I can use it as sound bites where people can like personal sound bites, that is, so people can like say, oh yeah, 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 you do psychic readings, got it, yeah, I see, I can hear it, or like a podcast, like a podcast radio, like a you know Psychic Donald. Yeah. Hi. Ha 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 ha. Yes. You're absolutely right. That's exactly it. See? And it all works out at the end, right? Yeah. Thank you so much for my reading. That kind of bit. So I'm thinking like that in my brain, like that's how it's gotta flow. It's gotta work like that. And then I'll come in and like, hey, it's me, so that's one dimension. And the other dimension is all the writings and for the books, talk about all that stuff, and then so that would be one. And then the Bhagavad Gita stuff. That's the Book of Enoch. We had a big discussion on that uh, earlier. It was amazing. Gosh, it was so amazing. So um, I know they're like, didn't hear about this, and I'm like, I know that's what makes it so exciting, because you wouldn't have cared to hear about it. You wouldn't care to check it out, or like, especially the way that I put it together. Yeah, it was quite nice. So yeah, I need to do that one more often. So I'll probably have like a few videos of me discussing um, chapters. It's called Chapter 74, Luminaries in the Book of Enoch, like or in Part 3, Section 3, the Luminary section. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Uh, it talks, I talk about two astrophysicists, um, a man and a woman, British. One is American. We talk about what they think of the astrology, and from their what they actually said, and yeah, so yeah, it's a lot that goes into it, and also how what they do say about the stars and how it perfectly aligns with the Book of Enoch, the Book of Enoch, and it may be something they don't know and they don't care, but the Book of Enoch says what it says, and they say what they say through the being astrophysicists. It it makes perfect sense without esoteric symbolisms to make it make sense too. Like it's just word for, like they're matching like word for word. So yeah, it was an amazing stream. So I'm definitely going to have to like immortalize this in some way. Make sure that I can always retrieve it easily, so that we can always kind of come back and read it. Mm-hmm. Mm. Always come back and check it out, because we want there to be success, in anything that we do, and so it's like more and more and more we're like, like how we know you believe in this stuff, but how much do you actually believe that this is real? So that's such. I think that there's no way of like really rating scientifically. Only what has been experienced already is only the way that I can rate myself. And so I would rate it based on the fact that and it also is individually based. It's not like out of 100 people or out of 1,000 people or every client that we get. No, it's like each client, and that is your test. So that means that one client reaches out and they want a reading. First of all, our reading, every reading is going to be a test, and then only what we've accomplished together between the client and myself, that is how we're going to be rated. That is the rate. That's how it goes. It's not like, well, how accurate are you? All I can say to that is, okay, I just had several readings where the person said that everything that I'm telling them, work with them on, it worked for them. So then, so I can only simply, a very simple and generic to rationale that it's going to work for you. I'm assuming that's going to work for you too. So let's give it a try. So instead of that, I'm like, well, each reading is a test reading. We could test and see if the things work for you, if what we say or what we do work for you. Yes, I can say, yeah, it worked for them, but let's see if it works for you now. So that's the way that I think about it. So I never like can really address like, well, how accurate are you, um, because everybody's is telling me, well, everyone's not just telling me, they don't just say you're right. No, there's something we've been talking about for like a long time, and the dates and the people, the exact people, they come in and say this is what's going on, and then that is the rating right there. That's the rating. What you just said, like, it's coming to pass. It's coming together. I got the position. The person came back. They said yes. That's the rating. So if the person who's asking the question, but how accurate are you? They're not the ones asking that question yet. Like, you don't know how accurate I am until you give it a go. Till you give it a try, you will never know. You'll never know. So you have to take a little bit of a step forward. I'm asking you to be a believer. You don't have to be a believer. You can be a skeptic still. You can be 1 foot in, 1 foot out. You could say, well, let's test it. Let's test your ability. If you get it right, we could play that game. But what I always do is when people start out the conversation like that, I just usually like take control of the conversation because, well, considering that they called in, they're paying money. I think they want me to take control of the conversation, right? They're paying me to talk to them, right? So I take control by saying, how about I just begin reading? And because as I begin reading, you're gonna know only about your life, not what I'm telling you about other people's life, about how successful that my work has been with them. And you're going to know, because this is your life, if what I'm saying even is like there's a connection or not. You'll know right away. So then I start, and then they're like, they always get there. I've been told this by I mean, like the most like high rational thinking, like, sophisticated minds, to say, I wasn't expecting this. Like, very, inquisitive, very thoughtful, very meaningful, spiritual, insightful. Everything you're saying is, of course, right on to the bullet. So all of that. So that's how I would say that I rate myself. I rate myself only based on the reading that I'm in at that moment. So I can do 101 positive, like knock 'em dead readings, but that one reading, I'm telling you, that one reading does not go according to plan. That's the one reading I'm going to think about, like, what makes them so different that Spirit did not want them read. That's how what I would be thinking, literally. All like, okay, like, what it's not that, like, not what makes them so unique that they're so different that they cannot be read. I doubt it 100%. So I'd be like trying to like piece it together to make it make sense, because in my head I'm thinking, don't we have a system down already? Like, you come in, and I start reading for you, or you have me read on a very specific question. So that's the way that I think in my head. I'm like, okay, I read for you, but I'm reading for you in a very specific, unique way. And that's what captures the minds. That's what captures the minds. How it all, as you say, so it all comes together as smoothly, as easily, as such. I'm saying yes. It happens as such as, that. It should be it should be um it should be simple. It should be easy. It shouldn't be something that, like, it never really ever manifests or come together, like consistently always off. It shouldn't really be that way. I mean, when it is, that's not good. When it is, like, because that would mean that, like, I don't know what that means, but if it were to happen, I'd be thinking, what happened to my gifts? Like, am I like off or something? Like, I can tell when, like, sometimes, okay, some like my clients, sometimes they say, yeah, I've been just working, that's why my energy's a little off. I'm like, your energy's not off, not to me. Like, I think they think that I'm wild. Like, how in the world, like, you can like deal with me? I'm like, yeah. And your energy's not off. You sound like you, but a different day. It's you, but a different day. So I never think of somebody as like as being off. Mm-mm. And I don't let people make themselves uncomfortable. Like, people can like generate themselves and make themselves like generate where make everyone nervous, anxious, or uncomfortable. I don't let people get away with that. I'm like, you know what? I'm still gonna read you. And by the way, how's your day? And I'm gonna be like, throughout the reading, be trying to get them to, lighten up some and relax and chuckle. And we start having those very spotty, you know, and very strange conversation. We go into those strange dynamics, those strange corners. I'm like, well, show me this odd design of your mind, and let's see what we get. That's yep. And I always like to explain to them without trying to change them. Oh, you should be more like this. You should be more open. You should talk more. No, what I do is I like help them get. I give them information that benefit them as they are, and so that they feel very much welcomed in the circle of humanity. Yeah, that's what I do. And I tell them so much, like, very detailed, specific things. They're like, yeah, yeah, that is what I've been thinking about. They're like trying to wrap their mind around it. Like, you're holding a conversation with me. I'm like, why wouldn't I not be able to? There's no reason why I shouldn't be able to. Like, I understand you just fine. They say, well, I have this issue, this issue. I'm like, look, you're making perfect sense to me. So, yeah. So let's not, yeah, I don't, at least I know, but you're in a spiritual psychic space. But yeah, that's how I work with people. And yeah, I don't let people get away with, like, I'll just generate being like, you'll just be uncomfortable this whole time. Like, the whole time I'm gonna make you sit there, and I'm like, I don't feel uncomfortable, and neither should you feel uncomfortable. Let's talk. So I just kind of like, it's kind of like, you're invited to into their space, and and you just kind of like an arm in arm, and they just kind of like showing you around, and then you're like making, like, you just point out, things that would be most beneficial to them, most useful for them as a tool, like, affirmations. And yeah, I get them into that space where they start to think about, life, what life is offering them and has to offer for them. And yes, that's how I work with them. So it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. Like, does if a person is, as you say, um, a strange one, if they want to deem themselves as such, I don't allow people to hold that to them, and I don't let people get away with saying that, they don't know enough, or that there's not as brilliant. No, I don't let them get away with that. I start doing healing readings right away over them. They're like, whoa, what was that? like you're healing, and I get them channeling vibrational words in the fifth dimension that would represent that they they can achieve, they can have, they have, and they will. You know, things of that nature. Get them in the right frame of mindset. Like if it's like if they are a move is supposed to happen, they're hesitant and they're trying to just to piece it and figure it out. Yeah, that's a great way to to get people who are uh, you know um, who just kind of like and they got their mind sort of tripped up a little bit, and you start to just kind of like pull straight like release pressures in certain areas, and they're realizing that like that there's oxygen, like there's a whole breath of fresh air from this angle that was been closed off for so long. It's like they've forgotten that that's even a potential. So I love, like, now that I understand it more, I love working with that vibration. I know, but when I'm in this area, I know I make people who have to monitor that on their administrative end nervous. Like, please don't say this. Please don't please. I mean, please don't say something off wrong. Please don't please like please be careful. I know. Yep. And they would be I remember in the Americas companies, they would be like amazed, like surprised, not amazed, but they'd be like shocked that I could go into these spaces where it's dark. Because usually this is a space where you tell somebody, like booger off, you give them the, but I'm like, yeah, well, let's walk through this journey together. Because sometimes people, they come in and they're like saturated. They're not dark, but they're saturated in dark. Like they just like been swimming in the stuff. And then I like go in there and we're like walking through it and we're clearing it, and it's no big deal. At least not to me. And I don't like harbinger it as at the same time. And I also, feel good and can get to work the next day. I don't take it in on side myself and keep it and then it wipes me out. No. We're doing like real real work over there, right? And they'd be so shocked because this is because I literally we walk past an entire mindset and conversation of like being judgmental. Like we walk past all that. It's like no. And then we then they come back, and I can sense it. I can sense the light in them. I can sense the light in them. I love that. Like when I love talking to, like I would do those darker, like go deep in the dark, in the depths type readings, and then see a light seed planted, and then they come back, and in their voice, it you can hear the resonance sharp, like a sharp. It's like a sharp tone in their voice, and a light that's coming from them, and I'm like, you've got it now. You've got this. You got your spark now. Now you've got it, and you can never lose it, and it's gonna be with you for like forever. You'll always have it. I like that's our. So I'm nurturing. I'm putting a little water onto the. It's gonna grow, and nurturing. It's gonna grow, and then full of light. And all that vibration is going to extend out like tall branches reaching towards life and substance, right? And then they go and live lives. They go and live lives and create lives. So yeah, so that's the way that I read. And so anytime that there's a conversation, that's what I'm channeling. That's what I'm bringing to the reading. So the person comes in, they're like, I'm just not feeling it today. I don't know why I'm even here. I don't even know if I believe in this. they're getting that part of me. They're not getting, well, this person's kind of, you know. So I, I'm an odd one. Like I won't like if somebody has a name, like a you don't really hear too often. Like I don't like snarl. I don't like yeah, the name's a bit weird. I don't do that. Like I walk completely out of I walk past that reality and I'm like, oh well, hello, it's such a pleasure to be to work with you today. I hope you have an amazing day. How may we start our reading together? Are we here to work with a particular area in mind, or are you wanting me just to go right into the reading? How would you like to start us off? Yes, I love when you assert yourself in my readings so that we can answer all of your questions within this reading. Because we know if the readings are correct, right, they're going to contact you back. So you want to answer all of their questions in that reading. I don't want to spread it out. I don't want to sprinkle it out. Could you please call back? Like because I'm trying to impress somebody. If you just could call me back like in a few days and I could finish up your reading. No, 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 no. I can't do that. I'm like I can't do that. That's something they wanted me to do in America. I like to say, look, let's try to answer as many questions as I can. And then when it comes, all the things that I say come to pass, you're like, contact me back when we really need you to call us back, and when you need to call us back. On top of that, and if you have minutes, people's like, wow, that was awesome. It's amazing. I don't know what else to ask. Like you asked all the questions before I had a chance to ask you. I love it when men tell me that. The men say that, and some ladies do too. But the men will admit it. Ladies are like, "Okay, tell me more." But the men are like, "Wow, you answered everything. I don't even know what to ask." So how much more time do I have with you? They're like, how long? Like, how am I stuck here with you? I'm like, no, 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 no. That's not how we do it. The minutes will carry over, so it's not even about me holding you on the phone for like as long as I can. I don't. Nope. It's okay. No, no, no. All it's your when the person hang. Okay, so we answer all the questions you need answered for today, and you can contact us back, and the minutes that you have left over, they just roll over into the next call, and whatever other minutes that you purchase or have, it will just all be accumulated, and then we can talk again in the future. Maybe something else new will come up, and you'll need to reach out, and we would want you to. So bless them on the way out, and that's it. Hey, I did my job, bro. That's how I work. That's how I work. Now, if I was in the Americas, oh boy, they would call me like minutes afterward. They'd be like logging me out manually on their end, calling me up and saying, "What do you mean you're not gonna hold that person over? When they asked you, that was your time to wake up and go in and get them because the money is when they're paying you uh, per rate, not when they bought 40 minutes. No, that's why they want you to. That's why they want the psychic to speak 40 minutes and then some. And then some is where the money is for their company. If you make the company big money, then that's when they praise you, and then that's when they call you a premier psychic, and that's when they put pat in your pockets a little bit more than what they were. And they don't, but here's the thing, they don't have to do it that way. They don't have to do it that way, but they're thinking corporate, and so they do it that way because they can do it that way. But that way doesn't work for me. To be honest, I can't work up in a machine like that because it just it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel right when I'm talking to somebody and I know that I've already given them instructions and I've already helped them, or that I can help them faster and with information that they will actually remember and retain that information. And to me, I know they're going to contact me back. I know that in my heart of hearts because that's exactly what they did. they just call me back, but they want no, you gotta go in there in one fell swoop, take everything they've got, and then send them on their way. Drain them dry and send them on their way. And I'm like, mm, that's that's not a psychic. That's not a real psychic. That's a magician. That's like a for play. That's like for play. So that's why they said, well, we're not really looking for psychics. We're looking for coaches. I like, well, could you do more like a life? Can you do like coaching? Because that's when you're really helping people. Okay, coaching don't make predictions, and I know that. I know that without a shadow of a doubt. I grew up with therapists who have masters, and one thing they do not do is make psychic predictions. They don't predict anything, and they don't talk to you. You talk to them, and they do something called kind of like what is it called again? It's not indoctrinate. It's a process in which I just know the definition at the moment. I don't know the term that we use, but it's where they sit and listen. Basically, the first session they're gonna sit and listen, and just let you talk for the entire time, and they're gonna write down, inducing, and thank you, and they write down everything, and then the induction, and then they take the information, and then they have to prepare this information the way they're going to give this information to you for easier retrieval based on your personality. Like if you're a an older person who plays golf, if you're a person who is athletic and who works at the gym, or you're somebody who is very brilliant and does like mathematics fairs, or if you're a teacher, or if you're a nurse, they they have to take whatever that the information that they retrieve from you, and write it and incorporate it in such a way that it's meant for someone who is whatever. Like if you're law enforcement, this is going to be specifically in your language, in your lingo. So that's called induction. And psychics don't do that. Well, a psychic doesn't need to do that. When what I do is a person calls in, or they like this, or they sit across, or what the way for me, instead of me pulling out a pad and my pen, and I'm like, okay, so tell me what your issues are. Tell me what you think needs to be worked. Well, what do you want to see happen? They want me to tell them the answer of, well, I can do that for you. And I'm like, but why would I ask them what I can do for them when I could just tell them what they can do for themselves? I believe by giving them the ability, the power, and the cards in their hands, so they can pick and choose which cards they want to play. They may want to play a few cards, and they may not want to play any more than just a few cards, or they may want to play them all. And I shouldn't be choosing for them. And they're like, you'll never last here, because that's what we're looking for. So that's what I had to deal with. But I had to go through there because it was a perfect place to learn about the industry. I was in the perfect space to learn the industry. Oh, hello, uh, Bernard Flegger. Bernard Flegger. Hello, welcome. I get lost sometimes in my own thoughts, so such as a way of a psychic. I go on a journey, and I'm not even looking at chat, and I'm like just I'm telling everything. Telling all the business. But that's what I had to deal with. I dealt with that. And so, yeah, so what I do is a person comes in, or they would sit across me, and I would say, now out of courtesy, so because, people's mind could be anywhere. 'Cause I don't know, you could have a rough day at work. You could have gone to work in college, you're in university, and you're like, who is this psychic? Who this person think they're talking to? Like, they didn't even ask me like what I want to talk about. So I always, so out of courtesy, and plus, plus predominantly women, I'm gonna be honest, predominantly women is gonna call me, right? Because I am the opposite of them, right? So, and women like to talk and they like to, you got to talk to a lady different than a male. And sometimes women will like, okay, they'll trust you and they're like, okay, you take, I want you to talk and take, maintain the reading. I want you to do that. Some ladies are like, actually, I'm here to do the talking and I need you to listen. So I was always up front. I always say, okay, I have two ways in which I start reading. Like I don't know how you work. Like how do you work? Like how do you work? So I say so I say this is how I work. I can start reading you without and just so you can get a feel for my reading and see if you and I can connect. And if we are, then if you choose to ask questions, then you can ask questions. And then the other one is, or if you have questions, we can start with your questions and you can and then when they say yes, I have questions, well then I say okay. So as you have questions, it helps if you assert yourself to ask your questions when you feel that you're ready, and to help get to the answers that you need today. And then I say, okay, let's go. And then we're like, and that only takes like 5 seconds, 6 seconds to establish. It's like one or the other, and then we just dive right on in there. It flows that fast. But if they say, what if I want you to, what if I want you to read me? Just read me. How does that work? Well, in other words, I begin to read you, and then what happens is that people, okay, I tell them the whole business. Please don't let me go on, and please, when you have a question, please like let me know. They let me talk the whole time. It's like the whole 20, 30 minutes, like the entire 20, 30 minutes. Like they're like just letting me talk. I'm like, and then they may ask, like a question at the end. They're like, you answered everything. You kept answering like all the questions that I had. Like you were reading my mind. So I'm like, yes, that's what I was arguing with my some managers in Americas. I would say, well, I like how are you gonna help people and you don't even ask them what their problems are? I'm like, mind readers, mind reading. And now today they're saying, well, you answered all my questions, mind reading. I'm like, okay. It's like, uh, like what are you supposed to do? What are you gonna do? So so there's that. Oh my gosh. Let me see. Oh boy. I might have to plug in the. I think I need to plug this in. So, cause yeah, it's like the second warning. 1 sec. I gotta give you some juice. Um, okay. Now I can stay on a little longer. I can stay on a bit longer. So okay. So everything is all right. So yeah. So that's how I read. I read just like that. That's how I start out the reading, and then I love when I can just when a person just allows me to read, and then they have their questions because I never like have to take somebody's information that they tell me, spin it and make it my own, and then give it back to them. I don't read that way. I always like I would have already read it, and then based on the information that I already have, I can even say, remember when I said this? Remember I said something very specific. Remember I said this. You asked about this, and you asked about this very same thing that the spirit world said before you. Because sometimes people say, well, I just don't know if like I want to believe, I just having trouble believing it. I'm like, well, that was a reason for me reading without asking you questions. That's why I never asked you questions. I just started reading you because everything that I read, these are your concerns right now. You're asking the very concerns here when I stated this. It's like it's already pre-written. or stated by from the universe. I'm just passing on the information. So that's how I read. That's how I make it all work and how it all comes together. Yeah, that's how it happens. It happens just like that. May I get a reading, please? Oh, everybody, 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 everybody's looking for these readings, but what I'm dealing with right now is that I have to come back on at like in the morning. I'm coming back in the morning. Yeah, I'm coming back in the morning. I'm gonna be reading for like so many people. Oh my gosh, we got so many things to talk about. We're gonna talk about so much, and I'm gonna do so many readings in the morning. And I'll try to like I don't know how I'm gonna do it just yet, but I'll try to like blend it in, some way where I can do the readings and then like have people like kind of like mapped in as well. Um, like in a universal style reading, like in between readings or over the phone, that kind of business or that kind of thing. So, I mean, I will like open myself up to it, but right now I'm like, I'm just kind of like, what do you call it? it's like my off time. It's like my off time, but of course, I'm working to get to the place where I can like I'm still like mapping this whole YouTube thing out. I'm still trying to get to the parts where I can do this and it's what do you call it? It's business. It's business, but it's something that I do. But not business as in, like you all are paying me. I mean like in the terms of the monetization part. The monetization specifically to the like the ad elements, the ads and such. So I'm trying to get to there. Um, and because once I do that, I think that it will be a job. It will be a job. And so the only thing I can figure out so that I can stay, because I gotta stay perfect with the business, with the actual business, the psychic readings that pay. So I have to like run you all in the midst of while working over working with clients. So during those hours. So if I do it that way, it's like it's just work. It's just work, not extra added and work. And you know, I'm just scraping by trying to get these readings to you all as quickly as I can next to you know, um, drowning. So instead of doing it that way, um, what I can do is bring people into the readings during those times, which is going to be now I start my work early in the morning. So, which means I'll be here. Oh, I'll be here early in the morning and throughout the day, all the way into America's afternoon, like after afternoon at that. And that way everybody can come in, just kind of like file in as they want to, maybe during their work break or school break and or on their way to work or on the way from someplace wherever maybe it's your off day tomorrow and have something for yourself. I suggest that you okay, like a reading is a reading, so I would suggest maybe a question, like maybe a question, so that as I'm doing the readings with the clients, the paying clients, that it's easier to get to your immediate concerns. And then I can spend some time in that area, like in a very specific space, because my readings can go like on and on and on and on and on and on. So yeah, it should be something like very specific, I guess, like something about not. I mean, it could be a generalized area, but like a specific area, whether albeit a person, love, you know, something incoming good. Even what I see, whether like do I see anything good for you upcoming would be fine. That would be fine. Rather, as opposed to, can I get a reading? Can I get a reading is going to be me like wanting to spend, because I love reading you so much. I'm going to need like 20 minutes. 20 minutes is like the it's like the okay, 40 minutes is the bare minimal that premier lines want, but 20 minutes is what it used to be. Well, it went from 10 minutes to 20 minutes, then they're like, milk everybody. So now it's 40 minutes plus. So, but I would say I would like 10 minutes is going to just fly by so quickly. So I would say like I would want 20 minutes at like minimal if I was going to read for you. And I never know what's going to happen within those 20 minutes, whether if I'm going to be pulled away or the phone may ring and then we get interrupted. It's just kind of a bit frustrating for me because I have to like readjust myself and recalibrate to work with, with a client professionally. So I would suggest, since I'm trying to make it where you all are getting the same quality of service as the paying client is getting the same getting a quality service provided to them. I want to have so that means if I were to give you a reading, I'd want you to have the 20-minute reading. I want you to have the 20 plus minute reading so I can answer all of your lovely questions and go as depth into details as I want to. So that's a place where I'm heading. I'm working to get there. It's just, I got to do some things. I got to like make it happen. It's just taking some time, but I will get there. It will work out. I will have it. It will make it work. I will make it work ultimately. It's just that it's taking me, a little time to get there. Uh, I'm working on it, but I know that people are like, yeah, but if you want to, you can like start reading now and just earn your way up. I sure can. I sure can. But to me, it's like working and being told work, and and then and someday you'll get there. So and in my so in my head it's like it's that's not making sense. It's not making sense yet. It's not making sense. So I'm like, well, uh, since I'm needing it to be work and I need to treat it like work some day, then it should be during work hours. So yeah, that's the time I'm going to do the readings. I'm going to do the readings, and don't worry, you don't have to get up at 3 a.m. with like I do. But I'm gonna be up at 3 a.m. But you can come at like 11 a.m. 1 p.m. or something, or anytime after 2. Now I don't think I must be. I know for sure, without a shout of a doubt, there's no way, or will I? Will I be on here for 8 hours plus, or 6 hours plus? I don't know. I don't know. So I might have to like break it up. I might have to like. So I might come in. I suspect, how I like to come in, or someone in here like wee early hours in the morning to see the sun come up. But then I want to go walk around and do this and do that. And plus, I'm still nurturing myself. So eating properly, things like that, feeling phenomenal. So I'll have to like figure out what time I should come back on. Um, 10 o'clock, like around like 10-ish, 10 o'clock, around that time, I can come back in and kind of hang out, throughout that time. I kind of want to be in here like, no, that wouldn't make sense. 11, 12, somewhere around 11, somewhere like 11. So I can be here through like 11. So I'm thinking like 11 to 2 p.m. or something like that, or maybe a little after, like maybe like 2:30. And then people can just kind of come in and ask their questions. So I can do it like that. That I can do. And then everybody can, then I cover you, and you'd hang out a little bit, because right now your time is your currency. So right, so yeah, your time is your currency because I'm actually working to building my watch hours. So, and that's a fair trade, to be honest. I mean, that is a fair trade. I ain't gonna hold you on that. That is a fair trade. Time for time. We're just trading for time for time. That's pretty fair, to be honest. Um, it's just that, like I said, it is still work. So that's the only drawback. It's still work for me. So I'm thinking, well, let's do this during work hours and kind of establish some kind of working ground. And you can have a meditate tonight, get really refreshed and rejuvenated in your mind, clear your thoughts, maybe write down. Remember, you got to write down a few questions that you will have that I can answer readily, just like boom boom. And then let's go from there. Then I can, maybe read for you, give you the reading you deserve, based on like what you actually need or what you actually would like to know, um, something important to you. So we can go from there. I can work with you with that if you wouldn't mind. So I will read for you. Yes, I promise, and it's going to be lovely. It's going to be amazing because I'm building something here too. So I'm nurturing a very specific location and area of spirit. I know that everybody cannot don't want that, don't get that, don't need that. And that's why I have to do it anyway. You don't feel it, you don't see it, but I'm supposed to be the one who sees it. And so I get it. I'm the one who sees it. I'm the one who is the seer. I get it. So I'm creating this space where I am moving into the place of where it's like, my own online book, psychic book shop, self published book shop, and psychic reading uh, space, and talk about spirituality, things like that, and metaphysics and healing and scripture and all of that. So, um, in a healthy way, non guru and non teacher, none of that, just psychic, and sort of see where it leads. My goals are my top priority: publish a book, and the next one is, someday I want to. I don't want. I mean, I, I keep smiling because it's like I always, every time I say what I want to say, I want to say something snarky, but then I always see the logo of Netflix. I always see this big old N, red N, in the like floating in the middle of the room, saying "not even for me." I always say it like that. But I was like, yeah, I don't want to be on, like, I don't want to be like, I don't need to be like the psychic television person, but I definitely want to be able to travel and do live events as a psychic. I 100% want to do that. That's what I do want to do. I want to do like psychic cabarets, psychic dinners, and psychic luncheons, and come on down and have a psychic reading with me. Yeah, I want to do all of that and help people, and so that's what I want to do with my abilities. This term, this psychic turn around. So that's a bit of a goal for me, and I know that people are like, look, I don't care, I don't need all that. All I need is to ask me this one, riddle me this one question. I know that. I know. But that is um, that is not what anyone else is supposed to see. I'm supposed to. That's why it was shown to me. It was shown to me because I'm supposed to see it. So I see it, and so I know where everything goes. I know where the key goes in the keyhole. I know which key is gonna is going to unlock what door, what lock, unlock which key unlocks what lock, unlocks what door. That lock, what door, what lock unlocks to what door, and where it goes, where it leads. So that's where it is at. So definitely yes, readings. Yes, tomorrow or in the morning or in the midday or after afternoon hours. I'm right here on YouTube. I'll be exclusively on YouTube. And you're recommended to maybe write down your question, put a date on it and put my name on it. My name is Isaiah Donald Reed. It's on my handle. If you, yeah, but yeah, you just put my name there. And yeah, and I will answer your question. I'll give, details. I can give time frame, and yeah, and all it takes is a little bit of your time. So if you are not so busy, you just come in and then ask your question. And it won't need for explanation tomorrow. So like I will need to go over all of this tomorrow. Yeah, so that's a good plan to have. That's a plan. We set up nice and neat and go live then and get your questions in for me. Yeah. So I'll leave that there for you to decide what to do with it. Yes, but I will be on like throughout the day, and I'm gonna dedicate to what day is that too? The 17th, right? I'm gonna dedicate the half, at least the work hours, the 17th to YouTube, and I do a lot of streaming elsewhere. Other I'm trying to distinguish them apart because I want people to not also feel like they gotta like chase me around and build up my social medias. I'm not trying to do that. Um, so just like wherever you find me at, that's where I've set up shop at. It's like I set up. So right now it's YouTube. So YouTube is where I'm set up. I do not accept like payments through the form of like PayPal and things like that, or you don't need to write me a check or nothing like that. I don't accept like Venmo or anything like that, um, because that's not what I'm doing. Because my readings are going to become exclusive. So I'm going more towards an exclusive direction, which makes it a bit of a step to have a reading with me. And it wouldn't be through like PayPal or Venmo or Cash App or anything of those natures. That everything will have to go through YouTube. Like everything I want it through YouTube because it's specifically to establish my YouTube for my book and the information or live streams that I share. That's going to be again. Some of them will be a lot of them will be exclusive. There'll be like exclusive content that's like necessary, for members and so forth. So anyway, that's what I'm doing. But always giving back. My plan is always to be in a position to give back and to do plenty of lives openly, like this one, to be able to, but lovingly do readings and so forth, even in this space where it's just us hanging out in the public space of YouTube, as opposed to the membership lives only, or however that goes. I think there's like membership lives only, things like that. So yeah, so we're getting there into there and seeing how we can. The goal is to bring it together, and so it all works and functions as it should. But I know that it's definitely not the way. Yeah, people can't. I can't follow someone else's map to that space because I'll never get there. They're gonna reroute me. I already know it. I already felt the vibration. So yeah, they'll just reroute it. So I don't want to be rerouted. I want to stay on target because I'm already like I can see the goal, the target, and I can't take my eyes off of it. But it doesn't mean that I can't stop and visit from time to time. Doesn't mean that. So we definitely, yes, we're gonna have readings, but we're gonna have them tomorrow. Uh, I will be back on like 3 a.m. ish to start. Will I? Universe, do we need to come in at 3 a.m.? Maybe five. I mean, okay, 5 a.m. Like, oh, no, no, no. 'Cause I keep thinking six, like 6 a.m. Okay, we're gonna move that to 6 a.m. because then I know that people are getting up in the morning. So 6 a.m. Yeah, 3 a.m. for me because I gotta work. But like 6 a.m. That 6 o'clock region at 8, and then 8 a.m. people are up and doing their thing. Yeah, 6 a.m. 6 a.m. is like the earliest, but somewhere around like between like 6 and 7, I'll be in here and I'll be like, what do you call it, like, like doing my little readings. I would have done readings, lots of readings by then, but then 7, I'll stay on till around, so from 6 to about somewhere around 9 ish, maybe 10. And then I can come in a little later, like around like 11, or maybe like between like 11, between 11 and 12, and stay a little bit past 2. There you go. So you have two sort of time slot areas to have readings with me. But remember, please bring your questions. Bring your questions so that I can answer them quickly, and in detail, so that I can, just in case, because in one essence I'm working, but I can fit you in between while I'm working in work hours so that it's easier on me. Okay, so I'm gonna do that. And I think I'm gonna like end this one, and and have some enjoyment time. I'm gonna enjoy the rest of the evening. Then I'm gonna come back in the morning and do readings for everybody, so everybody can get readings. Okay, so that's how we. Okay, we got it. So I better get out of here before I change my mind.